August 23rd, 2024, there's been a change in America. It's all about President Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance and Robert Kennedy Jr. Let's go, America! Today's Democrat is nothing like the Kennedy Democrat, nothing like Robert F. Kennedy and J.F. Kennedy. They were fantastic Democrats. If they were in office, I would vote for them right now. John Kennedy, he's got my vote. Robert F. Kennedy, he has my vote. But they're dead. They were assassinated because they were too close to the answer. And who knows who killed them. But we're not gonna go into conspiracy theories.
I'll get personal. I'm a woman who's had an abortion. I'm not proud to say that, okay? It's a decision that 5 years later, I'm really regretting. I thought that having reproductive freedom meant to have that decision. And I was fed a lie. And I wasn't prepared for the mental consequences of my choices. Life begins at conception. I'm also a scientist. Trump's policy of saying this should be a state choice is, in my opinion, so much more respectful and empowering of women than saying that abortion should just be allowed.
They want to kill and murder babies because they are an inconvenience, but they want to couch it in the word choice. What choice does the baby have? 60 million aborted, murdered babies in this country since Roe v. Wade. Baby Jesus could have been murdered.
Shout out baby Jesus.
I don't know if you've seen right now, like the DNC, but they're celebrating abortion. They're having parties with abortion pills and they're dancing around. It's horrifying.
Yeah, Dr. Callie McNicholas. I am the Chief Medical Officer for Planned Parenthood Great Rivers, and I am here to bring free healthcare, vasectomies, and medication abortion to the area.
I want that woman in prison for the rest of her life or executed.
I really do value who I sleep with, okay? Like, my body is I'm very protective of it, okay? It's so much more empowering to say no than it is to say yes. When a guy is like, oh, hey, you want it?
Hey, whose party is it?
And I'm like, I'm good. And my prayer is that we return to a society that is much more so about teaching people through the family unit values and how to choose the right partner and how to not sleep around and how to not get pregnant before you're ready and all these kinds of things. And so it goes back.
I pray, I'm gonna be on my knees every day from between now and the election, that this team gets in. They're not about politics. They're not about big pharma. They're not about making money. They love America. And I hope the press eventually realizes that. But people have to keep their jobs. So I can imagine if you're working for CNN or MSNBC or PBS, they got to keep their jobs. They can't say anything nice about them. They can't, or they'll lose their jobs. But for gosh sakes, people, wake up.
Biden, I feel like he was like super like, oh, like you're black, let's like Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter, but what if like white people matter too?
This is the team. You've got Donald J. Trump that'll fight China, that'll get us out of Ukraine, that'll secure the border, that'll bring jobs back to America, that'll make oil and gas and fracking and natural gas, make us independent from other countries. Kamala's pretty much a nothing. She smiles, she says nice things, she says we're all about fun, and they want to vote for her. That's a sad state in America.
She doesn't even know what she's saying, and she has no policy.
Why did he pick her? Because of the color of her skin. DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion.
I'm sorry, I don't want a bunch of women in government. I don't, because we get too emotional. We need the patriarchy. Yeah, we need the patriarchy.
Say no to the hoe. Yep. Yeah. Say no to the hoe.
She doesn't want to bring the hostages home. She wants a ceasefire because she wants Palestinians to stop dying. She doesn't care about the Israelis. She doesn't care about the Jews.
My dad says we're moving to Puerto Rico if Kamala wins.
Puerto Rico?
A lot of iguanas.
They have a bad electrical grid problem right now.
Yeah, we know, but it's cool.
She let in all the illegals. So, I have no good words for her.
All right, we'll let you get out of this heat, sir. Thank you. Hey, guys, what's up? You're probably wondering, who the heck is this guy? My name's Larry Susan. You guys might not know who I am, but I do a lot of the work here at Channel 5. You might have seen me in videos such as Texas border crossing, San Francisco streets, Las Vegas tunnels, or the DARE conference. But today we're in hot Glendale, Arizona to cover the Trump rally. That's here at the Desert Diamond Arena. You might be wondering, where's Andrew? Where's Saddam? Why are you in front of the camera? Well, we had a long work week in Chicago covering the Democratic National Convention.
Workers of the world unite. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Have you ever been inside a trailer?
Yeah.
What's your fucking problem?
Andrew and Saddam are hanging out on the shores of Bombay Beach near our headquarters. So we're changing things up a little bit. All right, let's see what's going on.
I just stuck it. I lived it. Thank you, America, for being great. God bless United States of America. I appreciate everybody and everything that I got. Thank you, and thank you.
Hell yeah. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. We just won our milk $1.99 and our gas back to $2.39.
I don't know about you guys, but like my gas is ridiculous.
We can't afford it. The last 4 years have kind of stunk for most Americans. They haven't been able to pay their bills. Inflation's gone out of control. The border's out of control. They've had 20 million illegal immigrants come into this country. Who knows what's happening?
Vote for Trump. It's really important that you vote for Trump. For our little boys, you need to vote for Trump, especially for our little boys. I am so upset about the tampons in boys' bathrooms. I'm a mother of 5 boys, and that's ridiculous, and I'm not having it.
Tampons in boys' bathrooms. I don't think.
And that's ridiculous. And if she gets in office and that's going to happen all over the place, I'm not about that. Not raising 4 or 5 boys, so.
There used to be machines with condoms there.
Yeah, for sure. I have a 30-year-old son, so I understand that. And yeah, there used to be, but now they're replacing things with tampons.
It's crazy. It was condoms, two types of condoms, and then 2 types of breath mints, and that's all you get in the bathroom. Now they're giving tampons away?
Now they're giving tampons away, sir. They want them to not be men.
And we need to emphasize and promote healthy masculinity and stop attacking masculinity.
In general, we're going to send a bunch of men overseas. How are we going to do that if they're not real men? You know, we have to raise them right. And we can't raise them that they have a choice to use a tampon when they have no vagina.
They're trying to like create this weird asexual thing, like where there's not really men and there's not really women, but that's how God intended it to be.
Camilla, send her away on a camel. This country's in a deep hurt, really deep hurt. She says, I want to represent the whole country, just like Biden did. He represented half the country, just like she wants to do, represent half the country.
The people that came across the border that came in and killed our children, somebody needs to pay for it. That's why I'm voting for Trump.
Venezuelan migrants, 22-year-old Johan Jose Martinez Rangel and 26-year-old Franklin Peña, charged with capital murder after authorities found the body of Jocelyn strangled.
Who do you think has to pay for that?
Biden and Camilla, because she was the czar of the border, which is ridiculous.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us.
She was supposed to be the border czar, but no. The DNC, the ABC, CBS, NBC, they're distancing themselves from that because they know she sucked at that. So, like, she's done nothing.
They need to be thrown out. Maybe in jail would be good. Stop the border, block it up. Get anyone that has any drug problems off of the streets and get them in a particular hospital in every state and see if they can't fix these people. And anybody else that wants to do that and kill themselves, go and do it. We just need to take care of our children, make sure they're not giving it to the kids. If someone's giving it to the kids, then they need to get in prison or out of the earth. Send them into space.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
You guys ever feel like there's just so much news media out there? You're inundated with narratives being pushed by corporate publications that are trying to make you feel a certain way about a certain thing? We feel that way too. Today's episode is sponsored by Ground News, a dope service and online news aggregate that takes thousands upon thousands of articles every single day about the main issues: immigration, abortion, Donald Trump. It aggregates them into a spectrum from left to right so you can see how different sides of the aisle are covering certain issues. As you guys can see, I got Ground News open right here. There's been 4,364 articles written about Donald Trump in the past week, so you can actually look at how the left and how the right is covering Trump on any given day on any given issue. So right here we can go to the immigration issue. On the right, Colorado says Biden regime is behind Venezuelan invasion. So this is actually quite interesting because 79% of the coverage of the Aurora Venezuelan gang takeover has been by conservative media, 14% by centrist media, and as you can see, just under 8% by left-wing media. So it ranks in terms from right to left, how it's being covered, and lets you know what the heck's really going on. And what if I told you, that's right, you, I could get you 40% off their annual subscription with my link and my code. Well, you're in luck, because that's true. Go to ground.news/channel5. www.ground.news/channel5. 40% off annual subscription. All right, back to the streets.
I wouldn't buy cupcakes from a guy who's bankrupt 6 times. What the hell is wrong with these people? They're gonna have to explain to their grandchildren how they voted for a rapist, how you voted for a 34-time felon, how you voted for the felon over the prosecutor. But you ain't gonna have to worry. You're going down like the Titanic. I got life jackets for all of you idiots.
Yeah, I'm Big Adon, and I've been giving these Trumpers hell for years out here now. So they're going to have to explain to their grandchildren when history asks them why they voted for a 34-time felon, why you voted for a rapist, why you voted for a racist, why you voted for a traitor. They're going to have to explain that. Don't come over here, dog. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm doing an interview. Don't do it. Go over there.
Jews for Trump! Trump is the best president the United States ever had. There has never been a better president. For the Middle East, he was the best. For inflation, he was the best. Inflation is rocketing high right now. We have a president that's no clue what he's doing. He's giving over to his vice president who also has no clue what they're doing. Let's do this. Trump 2024, baby. Jews for Trump! Jews for Trump! Jews for Trump! Jews for Trump! Fake media is pulling his presidency down. The media is fake and lying. The media has no clue what they're talking about. They just lie and lie and lie. Trump, 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 Trump.
How do you guys feel about RFK endorsing Trump?
He offered Aaron Rodgers to be his VP, and I have friends that are Jets fans, so it means a lot to them. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, he killed a bear and dropped it off in the park like a couple years ago.
That's badass. That's badass. Yeah. That's pretty hard. Like, he's the GOAT for that one.
The Middle East is a disaster right now. If Trump was here, none of this would have happened. Look what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. This war has been going on for months and months and months. They couldn't get this stopped. It's just retarded. We're supposed to be the world power. What's going on over here? Ukraine is just getting smothered. What is going on? And Ukraine is feeding off of America, and they're being cautious about giving money to Israel, and they're not giving even a quarter of that, the amount of money that they're giving to Israel, to Ukraine. So we need a president who is powerful, who cares for his people, who cares for the world, and is here to save America, like he's about to say.
Fact check this. How many times has Kamala Harris been to the border? 0? It's just wide open. We don't know who's coming, who's going. There's been known fact that terrorists are coming across the border. We have no idea.
In the wake of the attacks in Israel, border officials say they've seen a growing number of people on the FBI terrorist watch list trying to enter the country through the southern border.
The first thing we could do is put terrorists back on China. The second thing we do is secure the border. I mean, what else could we really do? And then also help the people who are hooked on fentanyl. I mean, have more government programs to get these people off the streets. Maybe more harsh penalties for those who are dealing and selling drugs. You know, you're trying to secure the border. You're doing it backwards. You can't really solve problems by, closing the border. The real problem is the people here that want the drugs. I know people that are struggling and they just fall into depression, and then they go into the streets, and then the only escape is to do drugs. There's no hope for people. Sometimes, they just go to the streets.
But in my opinion, we don't really have a mental health crisis. We have a physical health crisis, and it's manifesting as mental symptoms.
Lower gut health.
And chronic infection. So specifically like infectious diseases like biotoxins, like Lyme disease, autoimmune conditions, mold, and these kinds of things. And like I can tell you, like 4 of my patients have gotten rid of multiple mental health diagnoses just by going on the particular diet that I recommend. I do carnivore.
Oh, nice.
So I do the carnivore diet, and it's amazing for mental health, but ain't no way I can get behind an administration that says we need mandated shots. I've sought truth in every single space you can possibly imagine. I was a drug addict. I'm 16 years sober. I've been in the sex industry. I left that, right? Like I've seen the darkest sides of life. I've been every spirituality and religion you can imagine. And then I was saved by Jesus when I almost committed suicide 5 years ago. I was leading people away from Christ, and then he plucked me out. So if we can align our country with the 10 Commandments and like with a candidate who really believes that human beings have the ability to govern themselves, that's an empowering candidate. I want an empowering candidate.
Channel 5 Live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.